I live here in the Ventura River watershed, and this is my 7th Bartimaeus Institute since about 2012. And it's for me, these are family reunions. You know, we're siblings in this movement, in the way of Jesus, in the way of challenging empire. And it's really important, especially in times when we can feel despair, to get together, connect with one another, listen, share our stories. You know, I'm a big believer in cross-pollination, and in this time of recognizing the connections between our work for environmental justice and the work to challenge white supremacy, to stand with Standing Rock. It's amazing to get together and hear not just the broad analysis, but also the specific stories. For me, another really important part of this week was a chance to say, hey, what does it look like to shape these gatherings together and build the prefigurative components of our community that say, hey, how can we be together in ways that challenge, for example, whiteness, that really challenge our gender norms, in the way that we see Jesus challenging those norms in his time, whether it's the woman at the well or the story of the Good Samaritan. Jesus just has these ways of turning social situations topsy-turvy. And when we're getting together, we get to experiment in doing that together. And one of the highlights for me was being part of the open space process here at the Bartimaeus Institute, which is the first time the Institute's experimented with that, and the way that creates spaces for people to come together and explore specific topics that they're excited about alongside the programming that's already in the schedule. And I saw a lot of ways the Spirit was bubbling up in those ways. And you know, of course, the setting here is just remarkable. We had beautiful rain here on the first 2 days, and then the sun came out, and this mountain valley is a remarkable place. And as a photographer, I always enjoy going out into those spaces with people and conversations, one by one and two by two. Really a beautiful part of our time together is the worship spaces, and that ground us in the different traditions that we come from in the work that we're doing. And for me, as someone working for change, it's incredibly important to have that spiritual grounding, not just as an individual, but in collective moments of worship and spiritual centeredness.